listen, it's only a job. Tottenham, managing Tottenham was great. I loved every minute of it, absolutely loved it. But it's only a job. It's only a job of work. You know, you come away from there, you put the TV on last night, you see a little girl, they're trying to raise £250,000 her parents to save her life, taking her to America for treatment. Young family, young couple with a beautiful little daughter. What is losing your job in comparison to that? It's nothing. So, no, it's nothing to look back on and to worry about. You just keep looking forward and feeling how lucky you are.
From a footballing perspective, Harry, your teams have played some of the best football in Europe over the last few seasons. Sir Alex Ferguson has even said that your team last season played the best football in the competition. How does that make you feel when somebody like Sir Alex says that?
Well, I mean, it was, it's great. I'm a big, big admirer of Sir Alex. He's a top man in our business. But we were fantastic to watch. We have been for the last 2 or 3 years. I think that the way we played, the pace with which we moved the ball around the football pitch was at times was breathtaking. You know, we just had a little hiccup at the wrong time last year when we looked short. You know, like we were even challenging for the championship at one time. But then we finished 4th. You know, and finishing 4th, if Chelsea don't win the Champions League, we're back in the Champions League this year. So I think you'll take 4th any year you can. A top 4 finishing position is the best. You know, I think it's a great achievement for any team, especially Tottenham. They've only ever done it once before, finishing the top 4 since the Premier League started. So, no, I look back on last year as a great success again. Delighted to have been involved with the football we played. Had some great players, great group of players to work with every day. I think when you went in and saw the likes of Modric, Van der Vaart, Bale, the football they played and the improvement of people like Cabal, who came through and was a fantastic centre-half last year, young Kyle Walker. The whole group, really, I couldn't have asked for any more. They gave everything they had and they were top class, and a pleasure to be involved with and a pleasure to watch play.
Harry, you're a football man through and through. Is there, after the departure from Spurs, a hint of frustration? The fact that you haven't been able to complete the job. When you picked up the club 4 seasons ago, they were bottom of the Premier League. In that time, you've taken them on a fantastic Champions League adventure, taken them to the top 4 in the Premier League. Is there a sense of frustration?
No, I would love to have obviously stayed there. You know, things were going well. There was no hint of me leaving, to be fair. But listen, it's up to the chairman and the owner. They own the club. They can do what they want. It's their club. If they feel they want to go down a different route, you know, maybe they want to get somebody in where they can get more people involved in who they sign and who they don't sign. That's up to them. It's their club at the end of the day. I was always quite obstinate in the fact that, you know, I only really want to sign my own players, because I always feel that as a manager, you get the blame. If the players are no good, there's no one else take. The buck stops with you, you know. So that was the situation I was in. Maybe they see a different route. I don't know. I've not discussed it with them. It's up to them what they do. And I wish them, you know, every success in the future. Looking
back, Harry, on the 4 years, a highlight, was it maybe the Milan games?
Yeah, they were great games. You know, going to Milan and winning, you know, when Crouchy scored that day was a great performance. Going to Man City and winning to qualify for the Champions League the year that we actually qualified to win at Man City, that was a great night as well. Even getting beat 4-3 by Inter Milan when Gareth scored that amazing hat-trick, that was a great night with 10 men. To come back from 4-0 down with 10 men and to get back to 4-3 showed fantastic character. Listen, there was every day was a highlight there for me, coming working with players like seeing Modric and people like that train and play and work. Fantastic players. So yeah, I was very fortunate to manage such a good club, and I loved every minute of it.
This week Tottenham have made a bit of a fanfare and announced the extension of Gareth Bale's contract, but he was already on a long-term contract at Tottenham.
Yeah, I think he already had about 4 years left anyway, certainly three or four years, so I think they've extended it by another year, which is, you know...
He's massively important to Tottenham, isn't he, Harry?
Oh, he's a great player, and not only is he a great player, he's a top-class boy. Not a minute's problem, comes in, gets on with his job every day. Couldn't meet a nicer boy, real lovely family behind him. And he'll go on and become one of the great players in world football. He is already, in my opinion, but he'll be the best left-sided player for sure. As I say, if he's not already in the world, he's that good. He's special. You just wish, you know, from an English point of view, you wish we could have done, you know, he was English and we could have done with him. But I'm sure the Welsh are very proud of him, and they're very lucky to have him.
I was going to say, some of the highlights of recent seasons is Gareth Bale skipping down the wing for teams like yourself, particularly at the San Siro and other stadiums. What is it about Gareth? What is it technically that he brings to the team that makes him probably one of Europe's best players at the moment?
Well, he's got everything. He doesn't He's a bit like Ronaldo in that he can come in off the line, he can pick up positions, he doesn't stand on the touchline and get marked out of games. You can't mark him out of a game easily because he can do everything. He's strong in the air, he's lightning quick, he can shoot, he can cross it, he can dribble. As I say, and he's got the ability to come and find little holes, little pockets to pick the ball up and run at you. He's not a one-trick pony, he's got the full lot, and you know, he's going to be a great player for the next 10, 12 years, I'm sure. Another
player that you've developed and got a close relationship with, Luka Modric, do you expect him to have another game at Tottenham?
I don't know, I wouldn't be sure about that. You know, Luka's an amazing player, and again, like Gareth, a great lad. Comes in every day and just gets on with low maintenance, not a minute's problem to anybody, loves playing football, polite, well brought up, top class boy. And as we saw in the European Championships, he can play in any team in the world, there's no doubt about that, he's different class. If Tottenham were to lose him and he has played his last game, it'd be a huge loss. Well, it would be for sure, he's irreplaceable, but I suppose if they go and get massive money for him, they can go and, you know, buy 3 or 4 players and improve the team in other areas. So it's, you know, it's a chicken and egg situation. I'm sure that's what they'll do. If he goes, they'll spend the money elsewhere. Harry, we know you're hugely passionate about the national team and everything